Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel Pigskin Addicts. Back again with another video. So I've been going through a lot of Cowboys tape over the past few weeks, ever since the Chargers announced the hiring of Kellen Moore as the new offensive coordinator. And I get how everybody feels about the Chargers now. I get that there is a lot of skepticism as far as, pretty much everything the Chargers do, right? And I'm right there with you guys. I feel it. But I will say, I am excited as hell. Excited as all hell to watch the Chargers offense in 2023. I don't care what happens with the draft, free agency, whatever. I'm just excited to watch this Charger offense, and it is because of Kellen Moore. And I'm going to break down a few reasons why I'm extremely excited to watch this Chargers offense, and I'm going to break down why I think the Chargers offense is going to be back into that top 5. Number one. The first reason why I believe the Chargers offense will be back in that top 5 is because Kellen Moore is a very skilled play caller. If you watch any tape over the past couple of seasons, and I just went back from the past 2 seasons watching Cowboys offense, he is a very extremely skilled play caller. And personally, I think he did not get enough credit for that. I don't know who was getting the credit in Dallas as far as the offense, but damn, I mean, he put together some really good performances. And as far as the play calling goes, it's something that I talked about with Joe Lombardi so many times, right? The flow of the game. How is the game called, right? What is the flow of the game? And there's too many times that we've seen where the game was being called like a Madden game, right? You're trying things at certain times, right? There's not really a flow. You don't really have a philosophy to go to, right? There's nothing that really says, hey, I know what I'm doing, right? I'm just calling this because I think it might work. It's the opposite with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore has kind of a certain script that he goes to, right? Now, the script is not the same every single game, but the way that he calls the game, it flows. The offense flows beautifully, right? From play call to play call, it flows very beautifully. And I think he did not get enough credit. He's a very skilled play caller. And for him to bring that to LA, I'm extremely excited about it. Now, to piggyback off of that point of Kellen Moore being an extremely skilled play caller, is he is a very good setup play caller. And by setup play caller, what I mean is you are calling plays, right? You're calling plays first quarter, second quarter, third quarter to set something special up in the fourth quarter, right? Or you could just be calling something in the first and second quarter, it come out at halftime and set something up, very special like that, right? Being able to call things, right? Being able to be disciplined enough to call things first quarter, second quarter, right? Whether or not they gain a lot of yards, but being able to really kind of lull the defense into a trap, right? Lull them into a sense of security that they're stopping something. Then all of a sudden, bam, you switch it up and the defense doesn't know what to do. And that's how a lot of Cowboys big plays happen between the last 4 seasons when Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator. He has a very good feel for that. And if he brings that to the Chargers, man, I'm just excited about what this offense can do, especially if the Chargers add a speed threat. It doesn't even have to be anybody special. If they have a speed threat, if they have somebody that can stretch the field, right, go down the field, pressure defenses, everything is going to be open, and this offense is going to look like a juggernaut. There was a play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? The Cowboys and the Bucs when they played in the playoffs, just from this past season, right? There was a play where Dak Prescott, it was a naked bootleg. He kept it and ended up scoring a touchdown on it. When you go back and you watch the film, right, the Cowboys called, I believe it was like 4 to 5 of those same type of plays, right? Dak Prescott ran out, right? Obviously didn't have the ball in his hands, but he ran out to complete the action. The Buccaneers got into it. They got into it. They fell asleep on that play. Dak Prescott ended up scoring, right? Now, that is just a little microcosm of what Kellen Moore is as a play caller. He's extremely smart, and he is very adept at setting plays up. So when you look at the Chargers, right, the past couple of seasons, especially last year, right, very terrible in the third quarter. I don't think that is going to be something that the Chargers are going to be terrible at going forward. Kellen Moore is very good at setting things up, and I can't wait to see him. I really cannot wait to see him set this offense up and have the Chargers go out in the second half and really hit on some big plays. I think one of the things that Kellen Moore is going to bring to the Chargers offense is the quarterback run game. When it comes to setting up plays, he is the best at that. Now, a lot of those setup plays were Dak Prescott keeping the ball on a lot of naked bootlegs, right? He would keep the ball and he'd be able to gain 20 to 30 yards down the field, right? Just running the ball because Kellen Moore was so good at setting that up, right? Inside zones, inside counters, right? He would really take advantage of, whoever the defensive end was on the opposite side of where they were running the ball, right? That defensive end has to be disciplined all game long. Most of the time in the NFL, those defensive ends are going to crash down. They're going to want to get in on the action. They're not just going to sit there and watch it, right? Especially if you keep running it 10, 11, 12 times. On that 13th or 14th time, though, once he crashes down and he's out of the play, right? Dak Prescott, now Justin Herbert can keep the ball. Now you have a field open in front of you, right? 20 to 30 yards. You can get out of bounds. You can slide, avoid a hit. Kellen Moore is so good at that. So I think he can really bring Justin Herbert's legs back into this offense. Now, I don't want anybody to think that Kellen Moore is going to, be calling run plays for Justin Herbert. I don't think he's going to be used like Josh Allen or anything like that. I think all of that has went out of the window last year when you look at his injuries, the rib, and then obviously the left shoulder injury that he had as well too. That's kind of out of the window. I think Herbert does not want to get hit. I think he wants to preserve his body, but there are going to be opportunities where he can use his legs, and I think Kellen Moore's play calling is really going to accentuate that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing Herbert run a little more with the ball, kind of like he did in 2021 and also in 2020 as well, too. The one thing that Kellen Moore is as a play caller, though, is extremely balanced. Now, Mike McCarthy has really been running his mouth. He's been running off at the mouth over the past, week and a half or whatever, since the combine started and all this stuff, talking about Kellen Moore and kind of trashing Kellen Moore. And that was something that I was surprised about. I'm just loosely quoting him. He said that Kellen Moore wants to light the scoreboard up and he wants to run the ball. Mike McCarthy wants to run the ball. The Cowboys were sixth in running the ball. They were sixth last year in attempts running the ball, right? And I believe that they were 17th or 18th in attempts. So when you look at that, right, they are a balanced team. They're very balanced team. And when you look at the attempts, as far as the passing attempts go, they were throwing the ball down the field. They were getting big plays. Dak Prescott was throwing for a lot of yards. Obviously, he turned the ball over a lot last year. But when you look at the efficiency of the passing game, right, they didn't have to pass the ball a lot to gain a lot of yards or to, set up things, set up big plays. They didn't have to throw the ball 50 times as the Chargers did last year. So when you look at Kellen Moore and you look at his play calling, it's going to be extremely balanced. Very balanced. And if he brings that to the Chargers, 6th in rushing attempts, right, and 14th, 15th in passing attempts, this offense is going to look totally different. Guys are going to be putting up big numbers and less plays. And I think that's going to be the most impressive thing. The Chargers are going to be in the end zone. They're going to be in the end zone. We want to light the scoreboard up. That's how you win in the NFL now. You got to light the scoreboard up. The days of salting the clock and running the ball and hoping to play great defense, those days are kind of numbered now. You got to be able to put up points, right? Especially in the AFC West. You got to be able to put up points to compete with them guys down there in Kansas City. And, if you think you're going to play keep away all game long, it ain't going to turn out the way that you want it. We've tried that. We've seen other teams try that, and it hasn't turned out the way that they wanted it to. You have to put up points. Your offense has to be a threat, right, in the modern NFL. And I think Kellen Moore is going to bring that to the Chargers. He's very good when it comes to balance, right? He does not go away from the running game. They run the ball, and I expect him to bring that to the Chargers. And I expect him to really improve the run game. I think Josh Kelly, I think Austin Eckler, I think those guys are going to have huge seasons because they run the ball, right? Even if you look at Isaiah Spiller, right? He can have a pretty good season too, a pretty good bounce back sophomore season for him. So I'm looking forward to this run game being really potent. I'm looking forward to it setting up a lot of opportunities in the pass game. And I'm looking forward to Keenan and Mike going out there and having seasons that were similar to 2021, having, pretty big seasons, converting on a lot of big plays, right? Catching balls downfield and, really being effective in this offense. So I just wanted to come on here and just really share my excitement for watching this offense in 2023. No matter how the season turns out, no matter what, Staley looks like as a coach, as a defensive coordinator this year, I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm looking forward to watching this offense. This offense is going to be the strength of this team. And I encourage anybody to go and watch some Cowboys tape. Watch the creativity, watch how the game flows, watch how they put points up on the board, and watch how their offense operates, right, from play to play. There is balance. There is philosophy behind it, right? There's a purpose behind every play call. They're not just trying anything out, just to try it out, right? They know what they want to do, and, they're very deliberate about it, and they scored a lot of points, and they look very, very good as offense. So, for Kellen Moore to bring that to LA with a much more talented quarterback, and pretty comparable weapons as well, too, it's going to look very, very good. I think it's going to look good. Again, no matter what the defense looks like, I don't know. I can't speak to it right now, but I do know that this offense is going to undertake a very, very big change, and I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see how it looks, and I'm extremely excited about it. But that is all I got for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. Shout out to all of my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing down below. Hit that bell notification as well, too. And don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. I'll be back again tomorrow with more content. And until next time.